What is up, guys? Welcome back to Fat Loss at 40. This is your host, Ryan, and today we're going to delve into the controversial topic of body recomposition. If you're new to the channel, we launched this channel doing a 90-day fitness challenge where I'm trying to lose 45 pounds in 90 days or less. We started at 230. We're trying to get to 185. Today is day 16, and we're currently 8 pounds less than where we started. We weighed in at 222.9 pounds today, started at 230. So little less than 8 pounds lost. At the end of the video, I'm going to tell you the activity I did today and the total calories like we always do, and we're going to do a physique check. But before we get to that, we're going to talk about body recomposition. So first of all, who can and who cannot do body recomposition? If you are 15% body fat, really probably 20% body fat or less, you're not going to really be able to do body recomposition, because the whole concept is that you can use your fat as calories during a calorie deficit that will allow your body to do some nominal muscle gain while you're losing fat. The strongest candidates for a successful body recomposition are people with the highest body fat percentages. If you have a body fat percentage of 30% or more, you have a lot of additional stored calories in reserve that you carry on a daily basis. Because to understand that, you have to understand the very simple concept and the scientific reality that fat is stored calories. When we eat in a calorie surplus, our body stores those additional calories as fat, and potentially if those calories are protein and you've been doing a lot of resistance work, it might also store those additional calories as new lean muscle tissue. But more commonly, especially if we're less active, it stores them as fat, as you can see with the obesity epidemic in the United States today. So the idea behind body recomposition is somebody with a large body fat percentage, they are going to stay in a mild to mid calorie deficit and a super high protein percentage of those total calories. That should give you the protein you need to actually repair muscle tissue. So if you're doing weightlifting while in that mild calorie deficit, the theory behind body recomp is if you keep your protein high enough, your body can delve into those calorie reserves as stored fat to burn the calories needed for daily bodily function in life. And then that protein can also go towards building the muscle to adapt to that time under tension that you're doing when you're doing resistance and weightlifting workout. So that is what we're trying to do here on this 90-day challenge. We're not just trying to lose weight. So with that being said, that's the kind of surface level conversation about what a body recomposition is, who can do it, who can't. And like I say, it's a theory. Some people think it's BS. The only way to gain muscle is to be in a calorie surplus. That's why you see these lean bodybuilders. They're constantly going on a bulking arc and then a cutting arc. So when they bulk, they're in a calorie surplus and they're building that muscle. And then when they cut, they switch their diet up. They go into a deficit with high protein, and they switch their goals to losing fat while not losing muscle, and they keep a baseline. So when you really think about it in that context, a body recomposition is not very similar to the way that a lifter is cutting. A lifter is in a calorie deficit, but they're doing everything they can to not lose muscle while in that deficit. That's simply all a body recomp is, to be quite honest with you. It's like a bodybuilder doing a cut on a mild calorie deficit, and you have so much fat as a high fat level guy that you're able to still build some muscle even at that calorie deficit. So that's the theory, and that's actually what we're trying to do. All right, so today's day 16 of the 90-day challenge, we weighed in at 222.9 pounds. Right when we woke up, as usual, a swig of high quality, high polyphenol olive oil. That's 120 calories. Then I did my daily morning drink, which is the Green Giant. It's a mixture of spirulina, collagen peptides, cacao powder, cinnamon, creatine, And I put a little lion's mane mushroom powder in there as well. That's 180 calories with 25 grams of protein. I then had a Mexican breakfast dish here in Texas. It's pretty common, called migas. It's scrambled eggs with pico and fried tortilla strips. I told them hold the tortilla strips. It comes with a side of chopped potatoes, but I said no potatoes, add avocado, easy on the cheese. And then I had about a half cup of refried beans as well that it comes with. That was 590 calories, 34 grams of protein. And then at 3 o'clock, I had a baked chicken leg and a cup and a half of chopped beef with 1 small avocado, quarter cup of cheese, and 1.5 cups of pinto beans. And that was a high calorie meal, 1,249 calories, 89 grams of protein. So the daily count is 2,139 calories and 148 grams of protein. What activity did we do? 2 games of one-on-one basketball with my 11-year-old, and then I also did his rebounding for his shooting drills. That actually burns a lot of calories when you're chasing balls. And then we went to the local rec center for a quick weight lift. So definitely in a calorie deficit at 2,140 calories. Very low carbohydrate, mainly protein. So one thing to consider, guys, if you're following along and you're in your diets as well and you're trying to enhance the results of that diet with exercise, it's very important to remember that if you're going low carb, that means your muscles don't have high glycogen stores. I can feel the difference. I am much more prone to muscle cramping right now, and I also feel like my muscles are a little bit tight. Now, when you look at pro bodybuilders, they do a serious cut before competition. And when they're in that cutting mode and they're in that really high calorie deficit, they have to be really careful when they train to not get injured. The propensity for injury is so much higher because when you're in a calorie deficit, you might not be getting all the calories needed to repair tissue like you would if you were in a calorie surplus. And certainly you might be low on carbs, so your glycogen stores in your muscles might be a lot lower. So you're really just going with the raw power of the muscle without that glycogen fuel. Much easier to get a ligament or muscle tear in a calorie deficit, in my opinion. That's the way I feel now that I'm working out in a calorie deficit versus a calorie surplus. So we're going good, guys. The challenge is going good. We're averaging just under a half pound a day, so we're within striking distance. One of these days I'm going to fast on a Saturday, so that's going to give me, I'll definitely lose a pound on that day. But yeah, you know, it's the very end of a long day for me. That's why the video is very simple. Didn't have time to do any small recordings during the day. Very busy day, but still here, still doing the challenge. So thanks for watching. Subscribe if you're new. Like the channel if you want to help me out, or like the video if you want to help me out. And of course, we'll see you tomorrow where we will go over tomorrow's weigh-in, what I ate, you know, the whole thing that we do every 90 days with probably another fitness topic. See you later.